change gears here a little bit. We're gonna actually try and fit these lines into the car.
Those beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're back working on the 1997 Ford Mustang Super Coupe swap. We're gonna work on getting the fuel lines ready to go into the car. We've got a couple of brackets we have to pull off the old fuel lines, clean up, prime and paint, and then we can put them on the new fuel lines to secure them in place. So these are, there's a handful of these clips that are around the fuel lines. We're gonna mark where they are with some painter's tape, and then we're gonna take them. This one I must have already started to pop off at one point. We're gonna just kind of clean them up and start painting them so that we can get them back into So what we're doing, I'm taking some painter's tape, and we are going to mark on either side of the line with painter's tape, or each side of the clamp with painter's tape, so that when I pull these clamps off to clean them, paint them, and put them on the new lines, I can still look at the old lines and see how they sat in the car. So this will help keep them together. Now I don't know if you can get new clamps. I didn't investigate that far to see if you could. So for the moment we're going to reuse what we have here just to keep things moving. This is what we did here. You see we have a clamp, we have tape on either side of the clamp. We did this for all the clamps here. These clamps, there's a little tab, and there's probably too much dirt on these clamps for the camera to pick up, but there's a little tab we'll have to pry back, and then they come off kind of like a I don't know, C-clamp of sorts. Hopefully they're all in relatively okay shape. These have actually been, the car has been garaged, but I mean these were pretty rusty, and I had them sitting outside. I only hung on to them just because I wanted to be able to compare them to the new lines. One of the things I learned this week, when in the last video I just posted, I think well, by the time you guys see it, I posted it Saturday morning, this morning. Originally, I don't know, a couple years ago, I had emailed Classic Tube and said, hey, I have this V6 car with ABS. You guys don't seem to have a kit for it. LMR lists a kit for the Cobra with ABS for the same year. Does it fit? Is that the right part number? And that's, at the time, they had told me that's the kit for the car. I got the kit, I opened it up, I started to install it, and realized the lines don't fit. It's a completely different kit. So I ended up boxing it back up and sending it back to LMR. But I am having a ton of trouble finding a, sorry, there's sirens going on behind me. I'm having a ton of trouble finding the actual brake line kit for this car with ABS. So we may end up removing ABS out of this car just because I'm having such a hard time finding the lines. I'm not good enough to bend the lines myself. I've bent lines in a pinch and they never come out just like factory. The lines from Classic Tube look just like factory, and that's kind of what I want to see when I open the hood, and not a bunch of hacked brake lines. So I'm on the hunt for a brake line kit for the car. To get one of these clips off, you have, so this is what it looks like on the rails, or the fuel lines. This little piece here is crimped over. What I did is I took my wire snippers here, and I just got them up under the edge of the tab, and we just bent it back slightly. Then we take our little flat blade here, and now we can separate the bracket. Now we've got three of the brackets off actually, and we've got a couple more to go. We've gotten all 6 brackets off of these lines, and they're not in too bad a shape. This one's kind of mangled, but the rest of them are in fairly good shape. This one has a big rust hole in it, so we may have to like get some more material and remake that one, but that's up towards the front of the car, so it shouldn't be too big, right? I think this is, no, it's actually under the back of the car, so this is the one that has the rust hole in it right here. So we'll have to probably get some flat stock and make a new bracket for it. We're gonna change gears here a little bit. We're gonna we're going to actually try and fit these lines into the car before I do the clips. The clips actually, if you look, this is the front half of the lines here. There are already clips in the plastic clips that hold them in place in the car, and these are in the back half of the car. So we're going to fit these in one by one, and that'll help give me a little bit better idea of where things need to go and where the clamps need to go. Now we've got the return line that we're going to put in here, and we'll snap that into place as well. In comes the vapor line. Same or similar procedure here. Up over the rear axle and up underneath the fender here, up into the engine compartment. All right, now we've got the lines roughed into the car, kind of. I wish the clips would hold. We'll have to maybe put some, I don't know what we'll have to do to get those to hold in there. But they fit in the car. We're gonna have to finagle with them, fuss with them, to get them actually into the car. That'll be probably another project to go on. See, I have them right now. They're just kind of zip tied into place up here in the front. So they're, because the original lines had a coating on them, and they were a little thicker than these lines, and so they're not staying in the clips that are here. So for the moment, until I figure out how to brace them, and because I want them in the car, I've zip tied a couple of them in a couple of spots just to hold them up. And then the back half, this is where those 6 clips I have to clean up and paint go. So right now they're just resting there over the rear axle. We'll get those clips cleaned up, and we'll put them back into place where they belong, and then the lines will be done. In order to clean those clips up, we're going to have to grab a wire wheel for the grinder. We'll probably clean them up with put them in a pair of pliers and just kind of clean the metal up. We'll prime them, we'll paint them, and we'll probably get some like self-tapping screws, because I think they were either riveted in or I don't remember. I have to go back and look and see if I took pictures of how they were supported in the car, either bolts maybe or a rivet or something. So we'll figure that out. It probably won't be in this video because I need to run to the store and actually get the wire wheel. I think I already have paint and primer, so that might be in the next video. We're going to work on putting the right front corner, the left front corner back together. We're going to get the right front sway bar bracket hung. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to order the correct bushings and mount to hold the sway bar in place, so we won't be able to do that today. So we'll see how far we get here. So after some fighting, we got the bolts tapped for the dust shield on the driver's side of the car. Same issue will occur on this side. Where are we here? Hold on. Go down like that. So we will need to notch this guy in both spots like we did on the other side as well. We're going to shoot 2 birds, 1 stone. Working on the Mustang as well today. This is the driver's side dust shield. You can see in the last video I did, I cut the passenger side to fit around the bump stair kit from Maximum Motorsports. In this video, we're going to cut the driver's side, put that back on, and get the front end on that corner back together. cut the air off there. We're gonna slice there so it passes the bolt. See, the dust shield is on. We've still got to play with the steering. I'm not probably going to get to that tonight. We're going to get the wheel hub assembly unit back on here. There we go. Take this guy down. We've got the dust shield on, we've got the wheel hub back on. Let's go get our brake rotor and get that fitted into place, get our caliper and get that fitted into place. Just like on every other brake video that we do here, we're going to take our rotor and we're going to set it down on the ground here gently. We're going to take our paint thinner and a rag. We're going to just wipe all the machining oils off of the rotor, front and back, nice and clean. And then we're going to slide it on just like so. We're going to take a lug nut. We're going to thread it on just to hold it in place. There we go. Now you can see the rotor is in place, the hub's in place, the dust shield's in place. What we need to do now is load the caliper and get that in place. Like the other side, this is our power stop caliper. It's a rebuilt caliper from Power Stop. Get it out of the way. And we have hawk pads because I already had these. So I'm going to slide these guys in here like so. Our Dorman Ford caliper bolts, part number 13898. They're from Dorman. Put the link in the description. And we're going to get this caliper mounted, and that's going to be a wrap for today. Sometimes after you've worked on other projects all day, it's good just to walk away, which is exactly what we're going to do here once this is done.
Feeling so small, watch the clock ticking off the wall, but tonight I'm letting it go.
Well guys, that's it for the Mustang today. If you like these videos, please be sure to like and subscribe below. You can follow along on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'll put the links in the description.